Hi, this is Lane 8492. This is the only true crime video I'm doing today. This time, this is a case up in the state of Georgia. This is the case of Georgia death row inmate Stacey Ian Humphreys. See, Stacey Ian Humphreys, who was a convicted felon out on parole after serving an 8-year sentence in the Georgia Department of Corrections for unrelated convictions and theft. Apparently, he ended up robbing and unaliving two real estate agents, 33-year-old Cynthia Williams and 21-year-old Lori Brown in Oakwind in Cobb County, Georgia. And of course, Cobb County, Georgia is one of those suburban counties of Atlanta, which, of course, Atlanta is in Fulton County in Georgia. But what he did was he walked into the model home of where these two real estate agents work, where he robbed them and ended up unaliving both of them, and then took their ATM and credit cards. And apparently when they were found strangled and shot twice. Of course, Cynthia Williams was found strangled and shot twice, while Lori Williams was shot once. And he took their ATM cards and demanded their PIN numbers, which was used for more than $3,000 in withdrawals. After that, apparently, Stacey Ian Humphreys was scheduled to meet with his parole officer, but apparently he skipped town and fled the state of Georgia. And he was using a rental vehicle, which was a Jeep Cherokee, which would be discovered by police near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when they found him, Stacey Ian Humphreys decided to run, which wound up coming to a high-speed pursuit. But before it came to that, he was under surveillance at his home in Cobb County, Georgia. And he knew the police were on to him, and he slipped through and took off because he knew the police were on to him for what he did. But anyway, it would wind up in a high-speed pursuit near Milwaukee, Wisconsin on November 8th of 2003. But the high-speed pursuit would end after Stacey Ian Humphreys' vehicle ran over those spike strips the police put out that shredded his front two tires of his vehicle. And when his vehicle finally came to a stop after his two tires were shredded, he eventually surrendered and was taken into custody and extradited back to Cobb County, Georgia. But due to the media publicity that would have affected his ability to get a fair trial by an impartial jury, the judge granted Stacey Ian Humphreys' lawyers' motion for a change in venue, moving the trial from Cobb County, Georgia to Glenn County, Georgia. That's where you have Brunswick, Georgia on the Georgia coast. And in 2007, his trial began in Glenn County, Georgia in September 4th. Then on September 25th, he was found guilty of both murders. And on September 30th, the jury recommended he be sentenced to death. And on October 1st of 2007, Stacey Ian Humphreys is sentenced to death. His sentence was affirmed in 2010. And finally, in October of 2025, his final petition for certiorari is denied by the United States Supreme Court. Only 3 justices dissented, claiming jury's extraordinary misconduct, but his appeal was denied, and now his execution is set for December 17th at the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification Center in Jackson, Georgia, which is about 50 miles southeast of Atlanta. Of all those who have exhausted their appeals on death row in Georgia, most of them can't be executed due to some ongoing litigation involving the COVID dilemma. I don't know the full details of it, but of all those, only 5 are not a part of this litigation who can still get their execution date set. Jerry Scott Heidler, convicted serial killer Lyndon Fitzgerald Pace, Warren King, Stacey Ian Humphreys, and Daryl Scott Stensky. And so far, Stacey Ian Humphreys' execution has been set for December 17th. Of course, last year, Georgia executed Willie James Pye after allowing sentences to go forward now that the whole COVID dilemma is over. This is Lane 8492. I have an associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree in criminal justice. Hope you enjoy this video and let me know what you think. Thanks.